got another harebrained idea. I bought this piece of wood for 10 bucks. And I want to make a live edge lamp for my live edge coffee table. We'll see how that works out. I went upstairs and measured a lamp, and it measured 13 inches to the bottom of the socket assembly. So I'm going to figure out 13 inches. I'm going to cut the bottom off, cut it off at 13, then we'll see if we can get a hole through the center of it. If I can get a hole through the center of it, might be on Easy Street, and we'll see what it looks like. Alright, that's kind of a start. My electrical piping is 3/8, but the problem is this extension's 1/2 inch, so I got to drill it 1/2 inch, 9/16 actually. I'm long enough to go through. Let's set up the machine, see if I can put a hole right through the center of that. Alright, I got my piece sitting on the bed, and the heart comes through there at 2 3/4. I got this side set up at 2 3/4. Now I'm going to line it that way, clamp it, line it up, and we'll drill that hole. We'll try something different. All right. I have to say that was no easy task. But we can move on. We're going to try and strip the bark and see what it looks like. I just used a straight chisel and just started chipping away at the bark, little at a time. After a little while, you kind of get used to chipping it off. You just keep pushing it off and pushing it off. And some of it comes off easy and some of it comes off hard. But you just keep chiseling it and pushing and it'll all come off. After I got it down, I used sandpaper and a file and just kept working it. Didn't take too long, a couple hours. I just used a draw shave to pull the bark off of the branch. Came off real easy and just kept going at it. And as you can see, it came off easy and just tried not to dig too deep. Tried to leave some of that brown stuff on there just to give it a striped look. And that came out fairly nice, and that was quick. Alright, I got my light kit. I think I'm going to leave that stick up right there. And I'm going to come through there. And I've got a couple nuts that I'm going to put on there. But this has to be recessed down on at least 3/4 of an inch. So I'll drill a hole in there. All right. And we'll get some kind of a washer on there. And a nut. See if that, yeah. I got plenty enough room for my cord to come out and not get cut on the edge of the brass. I'll make a little channel for the cord to come through. Cut the pipe off to the exact size. And then we'll put it together after I paint it and sand this bottom.
All right, I'm just going to paint this up with my spray lacquer. Seems like every project's getting spray lacquer. I kind of like it. It's easy and it finishes nice. And it's forgiving. You make a mistake, you can just give it a quick sanding. Put another coat right over the top, you never see it. It comes out glossy and I think it looks nice and it's easy to put on. So I'll just give it a quick spray and we'll put it together and we'll finish this up.
Alright, hope I got enough epoxy. I'm gonna epoxy this pipe in because I have trouble with the pipe moving. We'll see how that works out. I just want to keep it from spinning. We'll see how that works out. Let's see how this goes together. Alright, let's put this back together. See what it looks like. I got a little bump there. Let's see. That's it. Put this on there.
Just a couple things about wiring the lamp up. After I get my cord up through there, I tie a little overhand knot in it so it won't pull down through there. Now if you take your plug on your cord, you'll notice it has a wide spade and a narrow spade. One of those spades will correspond with the hot wire and one will correspond with the neutral. If you take your receptacle and you look at the receptacle, it'll have a chocolate screw and it'll have a silver screw. The chocolate screw will always be the hot wire. If you line up your chocolate screw to the spade that it corresponds to, that'll be the one that'll go up to the chocolate screw on your socket. Generally, the cord will have some writing on it, and that writing will follow the cord all the way up to the other end. So whichever spade has the writing on it, that'll follow all the way up. And if it's the neutral that has the writing on it, that wire will go to your silver screw, and then the other wire will go to your chocolate screw. And the reason that's like that is because the center of the socket is the hot wire and the shell is the neutral. If you get them backwards, somebody will be unscrewing the bulb, and if they can touch that shell, they'll get a shock. So the correct way to wire it is to wire it so that the hot wire is in the center all the way down in the socket. And that's the way you'll wire it up. I'll pull that knot down into the bottom of that base, snap it back in, making sure you got the cardboard around the in the shell of the socket, and then I'll put a clamp on the bottom to hold the wire so it doesn't yank, and that'll take care of that. That's the best way to wire your electrical lamp.